Welcome to Abundance Recoded. I start with an analogy that I have been being shown over the last couple of days about what is happening in our reality in this moment, but also what has been happening in the past. Without knowing it, humanity has been trained to be like a circus animal. If you've ever been to the circus, whether it's 3-ring or 2-ring, they always used to have, they don't do this anymore, where they had elephants or lions or tigers that would perform for an audience. And without knowing it from a young age, we had been conditioned to be the elephants, lions, and tigers in a circus with society, money, jobs, partners, all the things that we desire being the tamer or the ringleader. And if you had ever seen a circus like that when you were a child, when the trainer whipped them or commanded them, they did as they were commanded in order to be rewarded. And that is the system that we have been unknowingly living in since we were small. Now, your parents, their parents, and so forth have been living in this same circus atmosphere for centuries. It is how the world that we know has existed in the way that it is currently. And all of that is this fear that these animals in the circus do the things that they're being asked to do, not because they want to do them, but because if they don't, they'll be punished or worse. And that fear is the driving force that makes you do as they say instead of what the lion and tiger and even elephant would do based on their natural instinct instead. But fear is a powerful player, and when the trainer controls your food, your comfort, any sense of freedom that you have, you will do anything to abide by the trainer because it appears safe, even though that lion or tiger wants to maul the trainer standing in front of them, which is where some of the anger comes from. We have to remember that we don't have to be that anymore. The energy of 2026 with the energy of the fire horse, with the first half of the year really being about fire, burning things down, exposing what's behind the curtain, bringing things to ashes, whether in your life, in your country, state, worldwide, wherever it is. And now that we have gone over this halfway point in 2026 into the second half of the year, fire is becoming a new energy. It's the energy of rebirth, resparking of creativity, and choosing what comes next. Each of us individually as well as collectively. But we have to start making the choice and remembering that we are not supposed to be these circus animals, because unknowingly we are. And that is the conditioning that I've talked about in other podcasts and probably videos, where we have been conditioned to be the lion, tiger, and elephant in a circus to get something, to get something in return. And most of the time, it's to get love. And love is not conditional. It's not a transaction. It is not currency, but we have been taught that it is, that you have to do something to get it, to earn someone's love, instead of remembering that we are all born as love, as part of the universe. source, God, whatever you want to call it. And it's only this reality that has taught us that we need to perform in order to receive that love. And we abandon ourselves, our truth, and the fact that we aren't actually supposed to be those circus animals to get the love that we want. Now, love can come in food. Love can come in people. It can come in jobs. It can come in partners. There's many aspects of where love can come from. Self-image is another one. But because we have been taught that that love can't come from ourselves, we're constantly seeking that input from the outside world. And many of us are doing it without understanding what we're doing. We're just really frustrated with it. We have tried to do many things and none of them seem to work. We just seem to find ourselves back where we were, where things might be slightly different or not different at all. And you're wondering why. And it's because some part of you doesn't feel safe with not being this lion, tiger trainer position, because without it, you're not receiving that feedback that you're worthy, that you have permission, that you have value, that you are loved, which are all just different ways of saying that you're seeking to know that you are loved. Now, in this lion, tiger, and elephant thing at the circus, I wouldn't say that they necessarily know love, but they accept what they have because that's all they have. Most of these circus animals, when they used to do this, were born in the circus. They didn't know anything else. And that's the same thing with when you were born. You were taught this because nobody knew anything else. This is how we have been told the world works. And we just kind of go through these motions and then we keep repeating these cycles over and over and over again. And the second half of the year is asking us to remember something about ourselves that we have forgotten, that we don't have to be the lion, tiger, or elephant at a circus, and that there really is not a trainer. There is not someone who can tell you you're worthy or you're valued. They can, but that's never going to fill the hole that many people feel even with that, because that is not enough to fill that hole. You might try to go to school for something else. Maybe try to lose weight. Try to change your diet. Try to, break up with your partner. And so many people end up back where they were originally because the issue was never the food or the diet or the people. It's because you're looking for something outside of yourself that someone else has told you that you have to get. And the second half of the year is asking us to heal the parts of us that won't let you step away from the circus. There is an exit door, but in order for you to go out there, you have to remember that first and foremost that you are love, have always been love. Love is in your cells. It's part of your natural design, each and every one of us. And that love, which is the energy of the universe, flows through you with every breath. Every breath you breathe in, you're breathing in the energy of love. So how can you do that and not be of love? You're exhaling all of the things that are not of love. So inhale in love, exhale anything that is not of love. And when you come back to that knowledge of knowing that that has always been there, that you never had to do anything to get it, the air is just there. Your body naturally breathes without you thinking about it. And that breath is the spark of life. It is what keeps you living. You breathe, you live. So that energy of love has always been there. It's just that we have been taught that it's not safe enough to touch. So our nervous systems contract when we get compliments, when our creations are seen, whether it's a product you created or a picture that you put on a wall or a book or just in your job. You do a good job and they compliment you and you shrink. Or you paint a beautiful painting and the idea of even putting it out to the world makes you shrink. Maybe you came up with this great idea at your business or your job, and even presenting it to someone makes you shrink inside. All of those things were received from the energy of love. They are, in essence, downloads from the universe that's saying, or God, source, who's saying, listen, I got a job for you that I would like you to create this so I can experience what it's like for that to exist in reality through you. But we've been taught not to trust that, to go out and research more, talk to people about it, make sure that it's enough or it's going to work out, and we goal and we write it down, and then we slowly start to forget about it. Because that part of yourself who has learned that it needs to be loved first, which means that in order for you to go out and actually create what life is trying to express through you as your natural design as being love and not this lion, tiger, elephant, circus animal thing, is that you can't actually go and do that until someone has validated that it's going to be okay, that it's going to be accepted, that people are going to love it, that it's worth your time. But I want you to think about all the things that you have around you. Just look around the room, okay? I am sitting in a room. There's electricity. There's lights. There's air conditioning. Thank God, because it is 97 degrees today. There's a house with walls that insulate. There's a roof that protects it from the rain, so no leaking. We have windows. We have glass that allows us to see outside and lets the light in. There are houses that didn't have that, who keeps the flies out. Every single thing that is in that room started with someone getting an idea from Source God that said, go create this. And they did it. They didn't second guess it. Maybe there was a little bit, but they still moved with the energy of it. And they created the thing. Now, someone who created, let's say, the clothes I wear or the bed I'm in, most people have never heard of. But electricity, we all know certain names right away come to your mind about that. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, who were instrumental in getting those things to exist in reality. They never gave up. They would get information from the universe and they would put it to task and make it work because they knew, I shouldn't say that, they felt the urge to do it, and their curiosity let them explore it. But when we're constantly looking for feedback from the outside world in this circus animal kind of thing, we won't ever do anything that won't appease the person with the whip. Because that means somehow we're not safe. We're not going to be fed. We're not going to have the money. We're not going to have the love, the success, the promotion, the revenue increase, the salary raise, because we have been trained in order to get those things that we have to appease the trainer. But every single one of us, every day, is getting downloads of information, ideas, their imagination of things that want to be expressed through them in whatever way your soul is designed. None of us are doing it the same way. We're not supposed to do it the same way. We all are unique in our abilities. Everyone is special. Special is not a 4-letter word. It is not something to be embarrassed about or shrinking or contracting about. Everyone is special and unique in their own way, as designed. This second half of the year is asking us to break away from this circus animal trainer, to remember how life wants to express, to remember that you are love expressed in human form, and to do the work, the inner work, or the conscious awareness, either one works or both, so that you can start to break away from the cycles of conditioning that keep you in this circus animal trainer energy through conditioning and self-abandonment and nervous system contraction that's preventing you from doing the things that are in your notebooks that you've written down, that someday you'll do it when the time is right and you have the money, to doing it now. The only time that the time is right is the minute you receive it. That is energy in motion. It's alive. It's expressive. And if you let yourself start to play with that instead of trying to focus on what the trainer is going to do next and how I have to appease that or them, you can start to find your way outside of that circus tent where your dream life that you desperately want exists. It already exists. But you can't get it while you're still allowing the outside world to tell you to stand upright, to do flips, to jump through a hoop with flaming fire on it, to stand on a ball. While those are obviously circus acts, those are all things that we are trained to do. Earn money, earn people's love, earn people's trust before they trust you. Keep your mouth shut. Stay silent. Don't write the thing. Don't paint the thing. Don't put your work out in the world. Show up for your job and sacrifice everything for it, including your health, which is what I did. And I will tell you, it was not fun. It shows up in many ways. And I think I don't have to give you the examples. You already know what they are. You have to catch when the whip is cracking and the world is saying you have to do something, to say, no, I'm not made for that. I know there's a better life for me, and it is not by appeasing this trainer. Whoever that may be, but also know it's something, because money is also one of the things that's the trainer. Not the trainer. I don't know what to call the person who does this. But anyways, I think you all know at this point. Because that life that you want in your heart is waiting outside this tent. We've been trying to get it by still appeasing the trainer. You can't do that. I've been trying to find another way out of this circus tent so I didn't have to do the things that I needed to express through me outside the tent in order to receive the life that I want. I have stepped away from that whole circus animal thing for years. Really started to awaken to that when I started to really listen to commercials and choose not to have that as a story. But I've been looking to try to find another way out of this circus tent. Still being in it, being aware of the whole circus animal energy, choosing not to be part of it, but yet afraid to leave the tent because it would mean that I would have to do things outside my comfort zone that would expand me, that will allow for more. And I searched for 10 years. And I'm finally at the point understanding that there is no other exit. You're either in the circus animal energy, where people are telling you what you should or shouldn't do to have a successful business, to have a successful career, to get a partner, to be successful, to have more money. Or you're living your dream life where you get to choose how that all works because you remember that you design your life, no one else. But when you are the circus animal, you are giving that power away to the person who's holding the whip or the thing that's holding the whip. None of us were made to be circus animals. We were made to be free because Source gave us that. But in order for us to do that, we have to remember that we are free regardless of what's going on outside ourselves. We're not here to control all that. We're not here to make changes outside of ourselves. We're here to remember that we are love, first and foremost, and through love we are free. We have been taught in order to receive these things, to make the world better, that we have to fix the outside world. But the outside world is just a reflection of yesterday's stories, actions, thoughts that you had the day before. So it literally is a reflection of the past. And once the past is done, you can't change it. The only thing that you can change is in the now moment, which always is with you. What do you want tomorrow's story to look like? What do you want the world to look like? It starts with you healing yourself, getting rid of the conditioning you don't even know that you're doing, because conditioning is super subconscious, and waking up and choosing not to be part of that circus anymore. Now, your nervous system might have some panics on this, but it will learn if you choose to keep going with it. It's just like when you learn to ride a bike when you were a child. Your nervous system was a mess, afraid of falling, afraid of skinning their knee, whatever it is. But you figured it out, and eventually your nervous system was fine with riding a bike. It's the same thing. Step away from the circus. That is not where change starts. And change is inside of each of us, and what we're choosing to focus on, what we're choosing to do, whether we're choosing to let life just flow through us the way we were designed. Life is just sweeter there. You have the power that you crave for your own life. You're here for only remembering your own life. Because when you remember your own life, it's a ripple effect out, and the world reflects that you own your authority, your sovereignty. You don't have to get it back from anyone. You just need to choose to remember that that was your divine right from the beginning, and only the world told you that you didn't have it, that you needed to go get it. But it starts with you remembering that that is not true. So today, on July 3rd, this is the message for the second half of the year, for the second half of the next 250 years. If we want that true vision that we all know is within us, not necessarily in the history books, we have to remember what it really means to be we the people. We, the people, don't wait for things to happen outside of ourselves to get something to change before we move. We instead come back to ourselves and remember that we, the people, means that each individually, we own our authority, our sovereignty, our freedom is within us. Our peace within it is within us. That we are love. Those are all things, when we remember that when we are love, all those things happen naturally. And then the world starts to show you a world made of love, a world of peace, a world where it really is we the people, where it's fair and balanced, where lack is not a thing. That is in your capacity. It's in mine. It's in yours. There's every single one of us, but it starts and ends with us. Each one of us remembering who we are, stepping away from the circus and choosing to step into the identity of the person who already has the dream life and acts from that point. The second half of the year can be beautiful if you choose to step into that now. That's it for this transmission. We will talk soon.